Hey, welcome back to Supreme Science. I'm Miss Passowit. Today we are going to be learning how to use a triple beam balance. Triple because there's three weights, and a triple beam balance is used to measure the mass of an object. When I first started, I did a very quick intro on the triple beam balance, and I was like, okay, you put something on the scale, you move the three sliders, then add them up. And the kids did all kinds of crazy stuff. Oh my gosh, they didn't know how to even put it on the pan. They didn't know that they had to line anything up over here. It was a nightmare. So of course I had to make up a chant and kind of do some things to be able to have the kids remember how to use a triple beam balance. This is an 8th grade standard. Each year they have like a different scientific tool or instrument that they need to focus on. In 7th grade it was the microscope, and in 8th grade it is the triple beam balance. So I'm going to show you how to use it. The first thing you have to do is calibrate it. So if you look over here, you want to make sure that the 0 is lined up with the center point of the balance. If it's not, you're going to come over here and use this adjustment and turning it back and forth until you are calibrated. So I know I'm not quite on 0, so I'm going to turn it a little bit to the left. And we could probably go a little bit more. And that looks nice and pretty right there, pretty pretty. All right, so we are going to be finding the mass of my dinosaur tooth. Kids are like, is that a real dinosaur tooth? No, it's not, because it would be in a museum if it was. But it is a plastic replica, and it has some tape around it because it has been broken over the years, and it's got a little bit of wear and tear. And it definitely looks like this dinosaur was a smoker because it is extremely yellowed. He was probably a coffee drinker as well, lots of stains. He could use a little bit of whitening toothpaste maybe. So you put your object on the triple beam balance, and there's 3 scales. That's why they call it triple. So there's a big one, a medium-sized one, and a little one. The big one measures by 100 grams. The smaller one measures by tens, and the front one goes by single digits, 1 gram. So I always start with the biggest one, and I have given them nicknames. I call them Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear. So you always start with Papa Bear because he's the biggest. He's going to go first. All right, and what you do is you're going to move these sliders. There's little divots or grooves, and you just sort of lift it up, and then you slide it until it hits the next groove. Then you go again until it hits the next groove, and you go again one more, and you can see it dropped. Here's the tricky part, because once it drops, then you've got to back it up one. This is where my students got really confused. So here's your chant. When it drops, you got to back it up. When it drops, you got to back it up. All right, and hopefully they'll laugh a little bit. And we are going to move it back one, and then it won't be dropped. Okay, so remember, when you hit the groove and it drops, you got to back it up. So back it up one. Now we've got the place for the Papa Bear. Now we're going to move to Mama Bear. All right, she's back here. And I'm going to move it 1 divot at a time, and I'm basically waiting for it to drop. Almost ready. Actually, we're going to be pretty close there. All right, so when it drops, you got to back it up. When it drops, you got to back it up. So I backed it up 1. Now I come to the front slider, and you're basically just going to kick this over until it's balanced. Now once it's balanced, you're going to add up the 3 measurements. So you're going to add up Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear, and that will give you the mass of your object. So here I've got 200, back here is 60, and in the front it looks like it's about 9.7. So this would be 260 269.7 grams.
269.7 grams.
And that's how you use a triple beam balance. When you are done, it's very beneficial, especially for doing stations. Make sure your kids slide the sliders back, or else the next kid's gonna come along, stick it on there, and it's already gonna be done for him. So make sure you have your students take the objects off in between stations. I hope this helped, and I'll see you next time on Supreme Science. Please subscribe to my videos and let me know what you think. Thanks.